It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day for a beauty hood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to have a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. And since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? Hello neighbors. It's great to see you. I'm glad you're with us today as we talk about something that I know I'm a big fan of, love. But before we do that, I'd like to welcome you to our neighborhood. We have so much happening in our neighborhood today, but look at what I brought today. This is called a flash drive. Isn't it fascinating? You can, well, I guess you can't pop it in and out. Oh, you can, absolutely. You can pop it in and out. Go down and up. This has all sorts of information on it. All the things that you'd ever want to know. Oh, I think I hear the doorbell. That's fascinating, and thank you so much for that. I needed that very much so. But this flash drive, I'll tell you what, this flash drive is something that has all sorts of what big people, adults, call information. And information allows you to share different ideas, all sorts of fun things like that. This also is a lanyard. Lanyards allow you to put it over your head. Love is think of it like this. You may ask yourself, children, you're very smart. I'll get to the theme of the show, guys. Thanks for that. Mr. Rogers will talk about anything for whatever. But since you really want to know, the theme of the show is love. And today we're going to be talking about love. Like the love between this lanyard and this USB always sticking together. It's lovely. Do I hear the doorbell? Did I hear the doorbell?
You got a love fact, Mr. Rogers.
What's that, Mr. Voice?
You have a love fact, Mr. Rogers, that the audience would like to know.
That is lovely. I can't wait. Let's go open the door.
No, they're right here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I heard a love fact.
Facts are just right there.
Oh. Well, I'm glad. Thank you so much for letting me share these love facts with you. I'd like to let you know that the female praying mantis bites the heads off the males. And if there's something that we can learn from that, it's that sometimes true love hurts. Yes, Mr. Voice?
Mr. Rogers, we have a special musician that's here to visit with you today.
I think I've heard of this person before. Is this Gray the Gray?
Yes, and he's very talented, and he's here to show you his new instrument.
Wow, let me go to the door. Oh, hello.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, Mr. Gray Gray.
How are you doing today?
I'm so excited to see you. Watch out for this flash drive.
It's a flash drive.
Yes, this is a flash drive.
Oh.
Have you ever seen one of these before?
I've not. I've never seen one of those before.
Well, let me tell you about this. This holds
Okay.
all sorts of information on it.
Well, that's neat.
And also is connected to a lanyard.
Oh.
Have you ever, you know what? I think the world of you, Gray Gray.
Do you?
I do, and I'd like to share this with you.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Would you like to have
Yes,
it?
I would. Thank you. Aw.
That looks very lovely.
I'm so happy I could be here on this special day.
That's great.
It's a day that we're showing love, correct?
Absolutely. Today is all about love.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, what I did is I brought something that could show love.
Really?
I brought my very first drum set.
Oh, wow.
Look at this.
If there's something that I love, it's music. And I love that you brought to share this music with me.
I did.
These are so fun because you can
Exactly, and it's
bit.
got a symbol. Hit that real
Little-
quick. Look at that. Doesn't that make you feel happy?
it's so good. It's wonderful.
What? Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this is because if there's one thing that can explain what love truly is, it's drums. You can either have a really soft love, a really hard love, or a really loud love. You see?
I do.
Now, you see what I'm wanting to do today is I actually brought my special love stool as well. I'm going to play you a very special song. Now, this song is something that I made back when I was 5 years old, and it shows the love that I felt for Susie. Susie was a very lovely woman who died, unfortunately, in a train wreck.
Well, I'm sorry that you had to go through such hardships in your life.
No, that's what love's all about. Okay, now could you help me down, please? I'm gonna need your help.
Absolutely. There's nothing I love more than to.
All right,
help
here we
you
go.
out.
Here we go. Okay. Now,
Your description of love, of it being soft and hard,
Yeah.
and I think that's a great description for people, and I think it's important that you friends know, you neighbors understand that love is a wonderful thing, and sometimes it's good to bang love.
okay. This song is, it's called Susie Got Ran Over by a Train, and it explains how special our love truly was. And here we go. And a one, and a two, and a one.
Hold
two,
on, please.
three. What?
If you know the words to this song, please sing along.
And a one, and a two, and a one, two, three. Oh, Susie got ran over by a train. Susie got ran over by a train. Susie got ran over by a train. But I'll tell you one thing right here today. That's okay, because it was love. Yes, it was. It's okay, because it was love. Yes, it was. It's okay, because it was love. Yes, it was. And you will find the same thing one day. What do you think?
Gray, I got to tell you,
Yeah?
that was lovely.
Yeah! Yay! Okay, well, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for having me on.
Gray, I hope that through your musical experience that
Yeah.
whatever demons are inside you, you're able to conquer them.
I'll tell you right now, it's going to take many years of therapy. You have a good day. Thank you.
All right, Gray, I hope to see you again several times today. Well, boys and girls, that is what therapy is for, and therapy is a subject for another day. But it also, you can learn a lot about love in therapy. A lot about love in therapy. I also want to show you something else that I got today. This is a broom. It's so fun. You can do so many things with the broom. You can make sounds with it. You can clean with it. You can pretend like you have a sword with it. You can do so many different things with it. You can pretend that you're in a marching band. There's so many wonderful things that you can do with a broom. And if you haven't seen a broom before, now you have.
And how does it?
How does brooms could have been used very easily. Look at this. Look in here. Look at this. It's fascinating. These are called spider eggs. This is what happens when your home is poorly taken care of and spiders come in and then you try to sweep them all away and it doesn't work out.
How does that have to do with love?
You know what I love? Things to do. I don't know, Mr. Voice, is there something I need to know about this?
Absolutely not. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go over and visit one of my favorite things to do in the world, and that's look at Mr. Crown. Mr. Crown was brought to us by a lovely neighbor, a neighbor who knew that Sometimes Mr. Rogers really enjoys and appreciates crowning. Let me just bring this over here because camera work. But you can see them. Look at all the different colors down here. Not only are they gold, but you have blue and red. I don't know if you can see the green, but also all the different colors. What do you think those colors represent, neighbors? They represent the Infinity Stones. It's wonderful. Well, this is going to be a really long day as I just show things around here.
Who's that?
This, if I could talk about love for a second. Kirby loves to breathe. Thank God someone's at the door. Do I? Yes. Let's go see who's at the door here real quick. Yes. Hello, Mr. Postman.
Howdy, Mr. Rogers.
Hey, I'm glad you're here.
I got a letter for you.
You have a letter for me?
Right there.
Oh, thank you. This is great. This is a handwritten neighbor for one of my neighbors.
Absolutely.
A handwritten letter? That's wonderful. Hey, thank you. How's your wife?
Don't talk about my wife.
Hey,
She's good. Thank you. Have a good day, Mr.
Have a great
Rogers.
day. Hey, best to you and your family. Sometimes love treats you the wrong way. And that's what happened to Mr. Postman. Let's read our handwritten letter. You can tell it's handwritten because you can see it through the other side of the paper. This is lovely. From my neighbor Beard Zira. He says, I got a second date coming up. Could really use advice. Well, Beard Zira, I'm glad that you came to Mr. Rogers for love advice. Beard Zira, I want to let you know that first off, it's a triumph that you were able to receive a second date. That's wonderful. And the fact that that person has shown you enough love and respect and affection that they've honored you with the opportunity to go on that second date. Because I got to be honest, as I've seen you around town, I did not think that would happen. And I'm glad that Beard Zira, you were able to trick somebody into doing this, which is a horrible idea. Oh, cowbells. That sounds like Greyson. That's wonderful. Greyson, I hope wherever you are,
Gray the Gray?
I hope Gray, that wherever you are, you just keep practicing with that cowbell. But Beard Zira, second advice going into your date, I'd like to let you know that it's very important that you be you and you allow them to be them. Because ultimately, when you're on that date and you are talking about things, don't try to be impressive. Try to be you. And that's important. Thank you so much for that letter. And know that if you get a third date, I would be shocked. Hey, I want to show you something. This, my friends, is a DVD. DVDs hold movies. And what you do is you put them in a DVD player. It spins around very fast. And as it spins, it relays the information. Remember the information that we saw earlier on the USB for Gray that I gave to him? It's kind of the same type of thing. And you know what? A lot of people really enjoy movies. Some might say they love them, which is the theme of today's show. I, for one, when I saw this movie in particular, called Surf Ninjas, this has a gentleman named Ernie Reyes Jr. in it. And Ernie Reyes Jr. Was in other films that had various things like Ninja Turtles in them. This movie was not as good as the other one. And sometimes you see that when it comes to various DVDs that, once again, spin around on the inside. Also, one thing that really brought this film down, there's a man named Rob Schneider in this. Rob Schneider. He was in The Animal and Big Daddy at this point in his career. Also on a late night show, which you'll learn about as you get older, called Saturday Night Live. At this point in this film, he was acting like a 16-year-old. You could say he was making believe, which is something we all need to learn about. As he was making believe, no one actually believed that he was a 16-year-old because at the time when they made this movie, he was 30 years old. What a shame. I'm glad I was able to share that with you. Let's go on over here and put it back. Oh. Did I hear another knock on the door? I sure did. Whoa, he really wants to get in. Really wants to get in. Yes. Let's see who it is. Wow, just calm down. Just relax. Wow, it's you again. How's your marriage?
Stop talking about my wife. You got more mail.
That's wonderful. Oh, I have two
You
letters
need to chill
today.
out.
2 letters today.
I'm tired of walking this route. It's a mean dog next door, and I don't want to deal with it.
Let's go read these letters. Let's see what neighbors sent us these letters today. The first one, which was not put in very well, it does not have. Somehow it got to my house with nothing and was open. I think that the mailman read this. Let's find out what he was reading. Oh, this could get very close and home to the mailman. My ex-wife cheated on me multiple times, then left me with her debt. How do I learn to trust again? This is from Captain Agent. Well, neighbor, I want to let you know that, well, neighbors, here's the thing. Sometimes in life, things don't go the way that we think they should go. And there's a little thing called divorce that happens. Divorce happens when a husband and a wife, or a husband and a husband, or a wife and a wife, partners, they don't like each other anymore. So much so that they would commit infidelity on another person. Neighbors, do you know what infidelity means? It's a horrible thing that nobody should ever commit. But in the event they do, sometimes they'll leave you with all their debt, which is what happened with Captain Agent here. The question was, how do I learn to trust again? You know, I sit here and I smile because there was a time in Mr. Rogers' life where I couldn't trust. And what Mr. Rogers did, every day when you see me, I come in, I take off my jacket and I put on my red sweater and I take off my shoes. There was a time where Mr. Rogers couldn't trust anybody. So I would enter a house and take off my jacket and take off my shoes, but I wouldn't put anything else on. And I did that a lot. Ultimately, until I found love in myself. That is when I was able to take the next step and realize that love is something that you need in life. Love is something that is important, but you need to love yourself and your partner so they don't go off making love to somebody else. How can you learn to trust again? Captain Agent, the truth is you will never trust again. I'm sorry. Look, we have another question from you, our neighbors. Let's read this. Neighbor Mike Castellato has sent a wonderful message. It says, is self-love the best love? Well, Mike, I'm glad you asked that question. And here's the thing about that. It depends what type of love you're talking about. If the love is from inside your heart, absolutely. Self-love is the best love. But there is something also very nice about being loved from somebody else. That's a good thing. When it comes to self-love, you want to love from your heart, not from other parts of your body. It's a horrible idea. And honestly, as an ordained preacher, you'll probably go to hell. And hell is another place that we can talk about another time that has no love in it. There's no love in hell. And that's what happens when you masturbate. you go to hell. Listen to God and Mr. Rogers. Mike, I'm glad I could help you, neighbor, on your quest to find the best love. And Captain Agent, I'm sorry. Maybe you can find Mike and see what the true meaning of trust is. Let's go and take these neighbors. I'll tell you what, let's take these over here. Let me show you something really quick. I'd like to show you something. Come on over. Nope, this way. Nope. This is a law of a microphone. This microphone allows me to speak so you can hear me. Isn't that amazing? In my home here, in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, sometimes microphones fall off, and that's okay, because you just keep going. Oh, do we have wow. You guys have been busy today, and neighbors, I'm so glad you're here with us. I hear you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's open the door. Hey,
Howdy, Mr. Rogers.
I'm glad you're back. Did you find true love?
Yes.
You did. Was it
It's a
self-love?
slow mail day, so we got third mail cycle of the day.
Well, I'm glad you. Hey, you know what? I'm glad that you decided to come pay me another visit today. That makes me so happy. And I got to be honest, your wife is smoking hot. Have a good day.
Thanks, and no.
Isn't this lovely that we can sit here as friends and neighbors and sit down and share various stories and things? I would love to visit Make-Believe Land at some point and say hello to some of the puppets I have. But we'll see how that goes. Because I know that you love it too. Let's read this. This is from our neighbor Titations. It says, hello, Mr. Rogers. I get lockjaw.
Say that again?
What was that?
What was it?
Hello, Mr. Rogers. I get lockjaw when I go down on my wife. What can I do to help the pain? Love you always, Titations. Well, Titations, I want to let you know that the reason why you're getting lockjaw is because the devil's telling you that you shouldn't do that.
Shouldn't it?
Titations, that sounds like a very intimate problem, that while you're sharing and showing love, you're also receiving pain, which is also a wonderful, wonderful metaphor for what love is. Sometimes you show love and sometimes you receive pain. One thing that I've seen in my experience is that if you ever receive lockjaw from pleasuring your wife, have her slap you a few times. Not in the mouth, but on your right buttocks. You'd be surprised how quickly things can change. I'm glad I could help, Titations. And good luck with your issues. So many letters today. So many letters. That's the door again. That's wonderful. All right. Well, hello. It's good to see you again for the 15th
Howdy,
time.
Mr. Rogers.
Hello.
Got your mail.
Just one.
Yep.
That's good. Why is this one? I see that you didn't open this one this time. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that.
You know my favorite hobby, looking through other people's mail.
Yeah?
Wishing I had social lives like theirs.
I understand how that goes. Yeah, it's good. Hey, well, I hope you have a good day, okay?
You too,
All
bud.
right, see you later. Hey. All right. Look, another letter. Well, this is great. This one, clearly, this person did not have enough time to write. And it just says, it's almost like there's different things written on here. And I'll read this side right now. It says, Giswaldi, King, Giswaldi, King, Giswaldi, King, King, Giswaldi, Waldi, King, Giswaldi. What an interesting letter. Thank you so much for sharing. I don't know what that would be. Let's make our way over here. Oh, Carl Colvin. I'm glad you asked this question. Let me read this. My wife got her dream job 2 states away. For most of our marriage, we've been long distance. Now that I'm done with school, she wants me to leave the network I've built to go live with her. She also made a lot of sacrifices for me. Is this fair for me to ask of her? Is it fair of her to ask? Well, Carl, I'm glad you asked that. Carl, it absolutely is fair for her to ask that. Because while you've created a network, she truly wears the pants in your relationship. And Carl, I'm sorry to let you know that when your wife wants something, you bow to it. That is what true love is. No matter what, in a relationship, the woman wears the pants. And the woman will always tell you. It's almost like she has one hand right on your genitalia and she'll pull you all the way around. Ask Titations about that. He knows all about that. Carl, good luck with that. Please be careful on your road trip and know that I'm rooting for you, pal. Just suck it up and take it. Wow. Hey, come on in. See ya. What a horribly bundled up note. Whoever wrote this one looks like Mike Castellato wrote this one. Mike says,
Is it Mike?
is it love if you pay for it? I don't want to go to hell, but last time I paid for it, I got a really weird rash. From Mike Castellato, our friendly neighbor. Mike, I'm glad you asked that. I want to let you know that ultimately you get what you pay for. And if you're going to go out and you're going to pay for it, you should absolutely go for the high-class, less diseased skank that you went to that last time. Skank is a term of love. It's a term for somebody who has received lots of love from lots of people. And ultimately, Mike, I want to let you know that that rash is your penance. Your penance for a poor decision. So, is it love when you pay for it? It may seem like that at the time, but ultimately, that rash is a reminder that it's not. I'm sorry, Mike. And that was wonderful. Let me show you something. This is a hanger. A hanger is used to hang things up, as you can see. Along here, you can see my jacket. You can put it on things, whether you love them or not. You can put them on various cabinets, like this. This is something that I love. I bet you didn't know that Mr. Rogers likes video games. It's funny. Let's sit down, let's talk a little bit. We've had some great stories today, lots of letters. There was once a time in Mr. Rogers' life where he didn't feel love. Now let me show you something. This is a very scary man. This man makes all sorts of loud faces and loud noises. This picture perfectly represents him. Silly faces, one eye closed. This is almost like the face that you see when you have the ultimate love of climax. That's wonderful. I feel like there's songs going off. This is scary. Boys and girls, as we listen to music today, and we're happy about it, I'd like for you all to celebrate. Celebrate with love.
Celebrate with that book on that shelf. One of them. Celebrate with one of the books up there on the shelf where the Nintendo was. Pick a book. They got bookmarks. Underlines.
Everybody spread the word. I live in my sister's basement.
Ultimately, if there's a time in your life where you found yourself living in your sister's basement past the age of 25, it's a sad, sad point in your life. And ultimately, there's no reason to celebrate that. Would you like to read a little bit? I've been reading these in my spare time. I like to share this with you. And as a celebration, we get to read some of these books that I like to read. This is a wonderful story that ultimately, neighbors, I would suggest you go down to your local library and you find it. This is called Written on the Body by a wonderful author, Jeanette Winterson. She's also the author of Sexing the Cherry, as well as The Passion. Let's read a little excerpt here. The reason why this happened is because we were able to celebrate the wonderful occasion of, in the neighborhood we call it overtime. Let's read this, shall we? This is page 36 if you'd like to read along. When she lifted the soup spoon to her lips, how I longed to be that innocent piece of stainless steel. I would gladly have traded the blood in my body for half a pint of vegetable stock. Let me be diced carrot, vermicelli, just so that you can take me in your mouth. I envied the French stick. I watched her break and butter each piece. Soak it slowly in her bowl. Let it float, grow heavy and fat, sick under the deep red weight, and then be resurrected to the glorious pleasure of her teeth. That was wonderful. You can get so much love from reading. This is from page 48, if you'd like to read along. Once again, the story, Written on My Body. I got a can of spray paint and wrote self-respect on the door. Let Cupid try and get past that one. That's a wonderful metaphor for life. Sometimes when you're feeling low, like Mike Castellato, and you sit down and you are admiring yourself and the relationships that you built, sometimes you need to be able to simply spray self-respect on a door, because ultimately that's part of love too. Spray paint. Hey, what do you say we make believe and go see our puppets? How's that sound? Let's go do it. Friends, are you available? Hey, Mr. King, how are you?
Well, hello there.
It's good to see you.
Good, good.
What?
Good to see you as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Tell me, I love your outfit.
Oh, well, thank you, thank you. It's the royal gown.
The royal gown.
Royal gown indeed.
I don't see much gown in it. I actually just see a cape and a red and gold. I like the trim. It's very nice.
Don't back talk the king, Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, I would never speak ill or talk back to you at all.
Good, good.
So I understand today we have a story.
Yes, yes, we do indeed.
Is this for all of our neighbors?
This is for all of our neighbors. I'm sure you will all enjoy.
Oh, that's great.
Alrighty.
Would you like me to listen to the story, or
Yes, I would. And there will be scenes to where I have you interact.
Wow, interactions. Okay, wonderful. I look forward to. Would you like me to come over to Make Believe Land?
You can stay right there, actually.
Oh,
for this
sounds
one.
good. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Now, let's start the scene. Giswaldy? Giswaldy? Where are you, my boy? Oh, Mr. Rogers. Have you seen the royal chef?
Actually, I'm glad you asked that because earlier I was reading a piece of paper and it had his name. Maybe he's kidnapped.
Oh, no. I hope not.
Oh, shit. Oh, my king! Hey, my king! What can I help you with today?
It's my wife, Giswaldy. It seems we have grown apart.
King, I have a question for you.
Yes?
Why are you talking to the chef about this?
We are friends, you know. We,
hold on, Giswaldy.
we
Let me-
share things together.
Give me just a second. Let me take this. Why are you questioning the king's story when you haven't heard the whole thing yet, Mr. Rogers?
Yeah.
Huh?
If your wife isn't loving vegetables, I don't know what the point of the story would be, or why you'd be talking to your chef. I'm just curious, as someone who loves you and loves the chef. I just wanted to make sure that ultimately that this story has a wonderful ending. So please continue, King. I'm sorry.
Could you believe this guy
Hey,
interrupting us?
hey, my king. Don't worry. Any lady in Pusland would be lucky to have you. The king.
I'm sorry. Let's take a step back here, guys.
Yes?
What is the name of this fairy tale land?
This is my kingdom of Pussland. Yes, Pussland. Is there a problem with this?
No, go right ahead.
Okay, thank you. Golly. I'm afraid not, Giswaldy. The drawbridge has been closed for months now.
That's terrible, my king. Mr. Rogers, what should he do?
Well, I think what you do is I guess my first question, King, is how did the drawbridge close?
Well, you see, when a man loves a woman, sometimes the moat happens to have a bridge drawn up. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
At my age, King, sometimes the moat just dries up altogether.
Oh, no. Giswaldy, will you have the greatest love-making recipes in all the land? Surely you have something for me.
Oh, my king, I am not sure about that. It has been a long time since I put my banana in the fruit salad.
Huh?
Oh, you know, browsing the fish market, buttering the muffin.
Oh, you're talking about paddling up Coochie Creek?
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
Now you're getting it.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have something that you could tell the king that might help
Yes.
the queen?
Here's what you should do.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, that's a great idea. I shall return. Goodbye.
Oh, my boy!
King, I have a question for you. King, are you still there?
We're done. That's it.
That was the end. That was the end. There's no resolution to the story.
That's the end of the first scene.
Well,
It's a four-parter, Mr. Rogers. Four-parter right there.
oh well. I'm glad you guys came back. That's wonderful. I'm glad that we were able to share that wonderful experience, and thank you so much for sharing that. And King, I want to let you know that I hope that you have wonderful success on your quest. Hey, let me show you something. Look at this button. Oh, wow. I wonder who it is at the door. Hey, look who it is. It's Mr. Hey! It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here.
You should answer your door more. I've been knocking for like 10 minutes.
I was in Fairy Tale Land.
Yeah, I can see that. Got this for your bookshelf.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for this. Oh, this is a good one. I like that it already has bookmarks.
Yeah, and here's your mail.
Thank you very
Again.
much. Hey, it's great to see you.
Yeah.
Tell your wife I said hi. Let's read some mail, shall we? I love that you are able to send me these letters as we make our way around town and are able to talk about the most important thing in the world, love. Something that binds us, that brings us together. Let's see who this letter's from. It's our good neighbor, Mike Castellato. It says, if I live in my sister's basement, is it okay to use her bed for paid love? I ask because her bed is nicer than mine. Mike. First off, I'd like to let you know that ultimately the heart in your signature doesn't prove love. Only the heart in your body can prove love. Mike, ultimately, when you pay for love, you need to lie in that dirty, dirty bed that you have right now. And do not use your sister's bed. Because ultimately, your sister has a pure heart, unless you're paying for love with your sister, which I hope is not the case, Mike. Good riddance. Let's go to our next question. I love this mail from you. This looks like a long one. Dear Mr. Rogers, my husband hasn't taken me on a date in years. What should I do to reignite the spark? Was it worth it? The new neighbor, Gray to Gray, has been giving me the eyes, and I really want to climb that tree while my husband talks about love and his possessions. Mrs. Rogers. The saddest part of this letter is that you didn't even sign it love, Mrs. Rogers. It's just simply Mrs. Rogers. Ultimately, there's one thing that Mr. Rogers will always love, and that's his neighbors, his friends, and those in this community, as well as music. Mrs. Rogers, while you may love me and I may love you, there's also a word that is used commonly with adults called platonic. Platonic love is something that it's like friends. And I've been using that for you for many years. We've had platonic love, not passion love. If you would like to ultimately climb that tree while your husband is talking about love and his possessions, I encourage you to do that. But I will see your bitch ass in court, and I will take everything from you. I hope to God Gray comes by and sees me again. Our next letter. Oh, this is awkward. Dear Mr. Rogers, you're a good man and does an amazing job mentoring our youth. From childhood into my now adult self, I viewed you as a father figure. So thanks for the entertainment, Daddy. Let me know if I could ever return the favor, with a winky face. I hope to hear from you soon. XOXO Jay. And it appears that Jay has done something that's incredibly special and included a lock of their hair. Or is that Mrs. Rogers' hair? I'm not quite sure. Maybe Jay is doing the Lord's work and finishing off Mrs. Rogers. But Jay, I want to let you know that I really appreciate that, and I don't ever think I'll be asking you to return any favors for me, because what I do here is a service that allows us to kind of come together and be friends. I'm just going to read for a little bit. Have you read before? This is the book that was dropped off by the postman. This is from Megan Frampton, Never a Bride. It's wonderful. Let's read this. Chapter 1. April 4th, 1851. London, the Mermaid's Arms, a not-so-respectable pub on the dock serving mediocre porter. Do you hear the placement? It just takes you right there. There's a time in 1851 where pubs are the place that a lot of people hung. That's where they went to congregate. To come together and see each other. And ultimately, as Mike Castellato would point out, you could buy love at these pubs. And I'm suspecting that in Never a Bride, that is something that you find. Let me read the synopsis, if you will. She's a deliciously scandalous woman who is no man's bride. He's a black sheep, forced to return home. Together, they enter a make-believe brothel that shocks London society. After 12 years in Her Majesty's Navy, Griffith Davies must leave his sea-going life of outrageous freedom behind, forced to rejoin London society as the heir to the Duke of Northam. But though he is now shackled by the land, he has no desire to wed some innocent, dull young thing. Who best to shield him from the matchmakers than a woman as notorious as he?
Did you want to read the excerpt?
Would you like me to read the excerpt? Oh boy. This was, apparently this was delivered to me. And I'd like to point out that this is what the mailman was reading prior to this. You can see that he was reading it because this must be his favorite part. It has all sorts of writing highlighted on it. He was kissing her more urgently, his fingers rubbing her nipple, then sliding around the globe of her breast as she ached and yearned and wanted everything from him right now, despite the logistical problem. And then she couldn't take it any longer, not without feeling as though she was going to explode, and not in the way she longed for. I think that's enough of that one, and I can see why he was reading it. Thank you so much for that. Well, after that excerpt, Mr. Rogers will not be standing up because he's afraid to show everybody what he's working with. Yes, come on in.
Got your Amazon order
My Amazon order.
from earlier today.
How nice.
Same day delivery. Bye.
This is wonderful. Thank you so much. That's great. Hey, I want to show you something. Look at this wonderful packaging. Isn't it great? Now, unfortunately, Mr. Rogers doesn't have scissors, but that's okay. Sometimes you figure it out. You figure it out, and you come in, and when you want to open something, you open it up. Let's see. I don't know who delivered this. Oh, I ordered this. Oh, I'm glad my Amazon package is here. Okay. It's fascinating. Mr. Rogers may have ordered this. This may have actually come for Mrs. Rogers under Mr. Rogers' Amazon account, which is fascinating. This is it looks like it's lipstick. Now, Mr. Rogers doesn't wear lipstick except for on special occasions. But we'll open this up and we'll see if this works. Looks like regular old lipstick. Oh, it even looks like it vibrates. The lipstick does. You can pop it in there. Oh, thank you for those. Look at this. Unscrew and remove the battery tag before use. You can unscrew this slowly and remove the battery tag. You can see in here what they do is they put a little tag in here that keeps the battery separated, which allows them to stay charged. But as soon as you remove it, you can use it. Isn't that wonderful? It's a secret. So, let's see what happens here. How this works. I don't see any vibration points on this. Oh, it sure does move. Can you hear this? It doesn't work very well, but for some reason it does vibrate. Watch as it will vibrate. Isn't this fun? I do think that Mrs. Rogers may have ordered this. Oh, oh.
Solid surface. Solid surface. So you make noise.
Thank you, Mr. Voice. Oh, we have more packages in here. Oh boy, what is this? Looks like a scarf of some sort. Some sort of packaging. This looks like, you know who this would go great on? This would go great. This would go great on Mr. King. This looks like a scarf, like a unique hat, if you will. Something you just put on your hat, and it's like a, what happens is you put this on your hat, on your head, and then you have almost like a nightcap. Instead of it going up, it goes down. And I think that's something that Mr. King would really love. Put that on there. Oh, how wonderful are these? Look at this. Looks like Mrs. Rogers ordered a necklace of some sort, or maybe a bracelet. It's a wonderful fashion accessory. So Mrs. Rogers was definitely going for fashion today, as she has a bracelet, she has lipstick, and a nightcap. All of these things don't go together at all, but whatever she likes, that's fine. And if she does find Mr. Gray, I'll take all this from her. Hey, let's see this work. For some reason come on down here and let's just see how this moves. Uh-oh. Sometimes mistakes are made. Let's watch it go. Ready?
You're gonna put it on a flat surface? Oh, I can't see
There.
that. Oh, I can't see that.
Isn't that fun? Isn't that wonderful? Just the ability that it has to move and maneuver around, and all while putting lipstick on your lips. It didn't seem to work very well from the lipstick perspective, but it does wiggle a lot. What a story. What a story. Well, I've had a great time today.
Mr. Rogers, just to give your special friends a rundown of how we're doing things, we have after that on the house package, and I believe Gray is about to give you a free music lesson. We have 2 music lessons left after the next one, and 3 special packages just like that one on the way. If they will pay you cash monies.
Mr. Rogers does love cash monies. It's wonderful.
But yeah, that's how we're going, and we're almost to a second overtime, if you can believe that.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, this episode of Mr. Rogers won't be lasting much longer. Oh, look.
Is that me?
Wow.
Oh, no, okay.
Everyone's so loud right now. They're just really...
Open up! It's the FBI!
The FBI. It's very upsetting. Oh, look, we have another letter. I'm not going to sit down for this one. I'm just going to stand up and read it. This is from our neighbor Juicebox. I once poo-pooed my shorts while in the presence of the girl of my dreams. Due to my shorts, I was left literally holding my poo-poo in my hands and not her hand. How do I help her forget that moment? Roofie? Juicebox. I want to let you know that ultimately, something that no woman or man can ever get past is the thought and the visualization of you holding poo-poo in your hand. There will be nothing that you can do to let them get past this. And Juicebox, I want to let you know that ultimately, as you stand there with poo-poo in your hands, you will never be able to move past that either. Well, they'll never be able to move past that. You, as a person, that is a metaphor for your life, Juicebox. You holding poo-poo in your hands. Thank you, Juicebox.
Mr. Rogers, thanks to your special friends on the other side of the magic TV box,
Yeah?
you have 2 music lessons from Mr. Gray and the next chapter of the Puppet Tale coming up.
Wow, that is wonderful. Oh! I hope it's Mr. Gray. Gray.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Rogers. How are you? How you doing?
I'm so glad.
You doing great?
You know what? You came in
Yeah.
earlier and you banged your drums and you
I
taught
sure
me a
did.
little bit about love, and I'm so
did.
glad you're with us today.
Now, you see, I've got 2 special love stories today. 2 of them.
2.
First one's going to start with this beautiful little instrument that I call lay sax.
Can I try it?
You can try it. What you need to do is
Oh no.
you got to push the key. Yeah, you got to push it. There you go. Okay, now put both hands on it, just like I put both hands on your wife.
What?
And put both hands on it. Yeah, put both hands on the buttons, like I said. Both hands on the buttons. There you go. Now this one up here. Now you want to actually kind of move these 2 back and forth because that's what your wife likes. But you want to make sure that you blow at the same time.
Just like Mr. Rogers.
That was flaccid, just like you are in the bedroom. Anyways, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this one. This song is about my sister. Now, what happened was my sister loved a man very much.
Was his name Gray?
No, his name was David. And he went to the Santa Cruz Piers, or she did, to meet up with a gang of dirt bikes. Cyclists. Now, the weird thing about
Very
this
odd
was
that you would
this
go-
was in the 80s. A lot of mullets going around, a lot of dirt, and she just disappeared. So I want to dedicate this one to my sister.
Your sister's whose name was?
My sister's name? Francine. Okay, you ready?
And she was going to go see who?
David.
Dave.
Great man.
Yeah?
Great man. She
But-
disappeared and was never found again.
Ultimately, was David found after this?
No.
No.
They both disappeared.
So really?
Yeah.
On the way to go see the dirt bikes.
Yeah, but they were in love though. So this is a very, very heartfelt song.
In what year?
1982.
Well, and what was your sister's name again?
Francine.
And she went to go see Jeffrey?
Well, David.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Keep up with it. What's wrong
I
with
look
you?
forward-
Are you ready?
Mr. Rogers has some memory issues.
Oh, does he? Yeah, your wife says that a lot too. Okay, and here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1.
Are there words to the song?
My sister died, but she was in love. I never saw her again. Beelzebub. Thank you. What do you think?
Yeah, see, can I try?
Yeah, you can.
Your sister's dead.
That's fine. I've got another lesson.
Sounds good.
Okay, so for my next one, this song is very special.
Yeah?
Okay, what I've brought to you is I've brought my grandfather's harmonica.
Oh.
It's very, very near and dear to my heart.
Hey, what was your sister's name again?
It's none of your fucking business, okay? Leave my sister out or she's dead! back to our story. What we have here is
What was her
harmonica.
boyfriend's name?
I swear to God, you bring that up one more time, I will take you outside and I will beat you in front of that house. It's about love, not a love mystery. Now, what we have here is what we call the Blues Deluxe harmonica. Now, you see, what I'm going to play for you today is about how sometimes, no matter what's going on with the woman, a ring doesn't matter. You know? Sometimes you guys just get in there and prove your point. So this song's called Joanne.
Can you sing this song first real quick?
I will.
This song that we're hearing now?
Oh, hold on.
Or do a harmonica.
It would be so nice. Everybody spread the word. Take it away, Mr. Rogers. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, yes, this song is dedicated to a very special woman named Joanne, and it's called That Ring Don't Matter. That ring don't matter. He really don't know. That ring don't matter. Wanna play you on the floor. Thank you. I'm sleeping with your wife. Have a good one. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much, Gray the Gray, for being with us today and sharing his wonderful musical adventures with us. This has been quite a wonderful story that we've told today.
I'd like to tell you, Mr. Rogers, Gray's final instrument is literally impossible to play with just one person.
Oh, that's
He'll be needing your help.
sounds like a horrible idea.
But if you'll sit down, we have a show coming up with our puppet friends.
Is it time to go make believe?
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Almost time to make believe.
Oh, that makes me it warms my heart. But let's go and sit down, friends, and enjoy ourselves as we make another trek to make believe land and visit the king and his weird, friendly chef, which is something that is both unsettling and kind of calming at the same time. Friends, are you there?
Hey, Mr. Rogers!
Hello.
You are a man of love, yes?
Yes, thank you so much, Gismaldi.
It's just wild.
No, thank you. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay, so are you going to tell me a story today, or? Hey, King, how did it go with your wife?
Not good.
Oh, no.
Boys, it did not work. Oh, no. I tried to patch her hatchet wound, and yet it stays open. My dear Rogers, what should I do?
I'm sorry, King, what did you say you were doing?
He tried to lay down pipe work.
Yes, you know, stuffed a muffin.
Those two things don't seem like they add up very well.
This guy
And when it comes to
He doesn't know.
Really
plumbing, plumbing and eating? I don't.
Well, hold on. Any good lovemaking recipe needs practice, right? You can't just cook a pork without seasoning it.
Wait, what does it mean, Giswaldi?
You have to wait for the meat to thaw before you start cooking it.
I'm afraid I'm still not understanding.
Mr. Rogers, how would you say grease the loaf pan?
Well, what I would do, personally, is I would take some of the spray or butter, take the pan, and run my hand along the inside with the butter, allowing the bread not to stick.
Oh.
perhaps we should revise that plan before you go through with it.
You don't think that'll work? You don't think Sir Rogers will work? There's no time to waste, though, Giswaldi. The
my
Queen
king!
awaits!
My king,
I'm
wait!
out of here!
There he goes. Wow. So I hope the king has an opportunity, a resolution to his experiments with cooking and plumbing work. It's something that I don't think is a king would ever do, but it's exciting to see the adventure that the king has gone on. Oh, is that a knock on the door I hear? It sure is.
You fucking psychic!
Open up!
Come on in, Mr. Rogers' house.
I forgot the package. Hold on. No.
Mr. Rogers would like to thank all his friends for joining us today as we go through with this crazy experiment. Oh, look, another
a
package.
special delivery.
Who was this from?
I don't know. I don't read
It
your
says Chase, actually. It's from Chase.
mail. What?
This is great. I have a letter and a package. I'll tell you, let's read the letter first, then we'll open the package. I think that sounds like a good idea. All right. I wonder if this one's from Mike Castellato. He has all sorts of issues. Oh, it is. Mr. Raji. Clearly, you sent it to the wrong person. I saw this guy holding poo-poo in his hands. For some reason, this gave me a funny feeling in my pants. How can I invite him to my sister's basement? Roofie? Mike, I want to let you know that at no point should you ever involve any sort of carpentry in poop in hands, ever. When you say roofie, I would imagine that you want to get on top of your roof and lay some down. You only do that whenever there's hail or severe rain, so you can fix the roof. Let me tell you this, Mike. When it comes to seeing a man with poop in his hands and that making you feel pleasure in your pants, ultimately, I think that you and that person are clearly fit for each other. I believe that was neighbor Juicebox who really enjoyed the poop in his hands. But Juicebox, I need to let you know that Mike Castellato and Juicebox should be a thing. And ultimately, that if you would like to visit Mike Castellato in his sister's basement, the invitation is open. And that's what Mr. Rogers is here to do, facilitate love. Let's check out what's in our package here. Watch how you can take the scissors and just slide them right along. And you can open up your packages. Just push it right down in there. This almost feels like the same package we used earlier, but it's not. Oh, look. It appears that I have a letter in here. This is exciting. It says Fred Rogers. Let's see who it's from. Fred Rogers, it has been 25.5 hours since I sent you my last letter. There's nothing I want more than to feel your warm, velvety sweater against my womanhood. I always knew you could make the smartest, cutest Rogerlings. But I understand your family does not want your seed in my womb. For secrecy's sake, I've enclosed a sample from my local sperm bank. You know what to do, Raji. XOXO J. Appears that J has included something. Looks like some sort of glue. Glue, the idea that
Take a whiff?
in love, you need to have the best thoughts for the other person in mind. And it's all about being together. And I think that's what this glue represents.
That's glue?
Clearly it's glue.
I'll take a whiff.
Mr. Rogers doesn't want to open this up and take a whiff of this.
No, come on, just take a whiff.
No, that's quite all right. Well, thank you for that. That's a wonderful package that was sent to me by Jay.
Where did you get that from?
Oh, this is from Jay, and
Where did you
Jay,
get that from?
the glue store, I believe. Yeah, it's a glue store called the Spur Bank. It says the local sperm bank, which we all know is a glue store. At least here in Make-Believe Land, that's what it's called. Well, thank you so much for that. So, we've received so many wonderful presents today, so many wonderful gifts. As we sit here, it's time to read, they say. Oh, that's wonderful. It is time to read.
Get the one on the bottom.
Let's go ahead and read then. Sounds good. I hear that sounds like Mr. Gray Gray out there trying to learn a new flute. You know that Mr. Gray Gray enjoys the skin flute quite a bit. And that may be him practicing a new instrument. Let's read this. This is from Nicholson Baker. This is called House of Holes. Quick reading of the background. It says, Shandy finds a friendly arm at a granite quarry. Ned drops down a hole in a golf course. So begins Nicholas Baker's fuse-blowing sexual escapade, a modern-day Hieronymus Moschian. These words are too big for Mr. Rogers. Let's go and read several of these bookmarks here. Here we are. Okay, this is page 148 if you'd like to follow along. A woman appeared from behind a bush. She was wearing a pretty long skirt. And I want to go all out in a on a wildflower walk with you, and then Fook? You later? Shirt? I mean, a woman appeared from behind a bush. She was wearing a very pretty long skirt, and I want to go out on a wildflower walk with you, and Fook you later shirt. I haven't heard that word before. It's interesting, fascinating.
It's French.
I believe that is, yeah, it's of a foreign language. Let's read this one, page 211 if you're following along the top of the page. You're making me nuts. Stand up and slip off that bathing suit. I want to see your ass while I keep pushing and jiggling on this thing. At some point, you would think that he's doing some sort of work and he wants to see the donkey. But I don't know why this person would be so interested. She said, "You're a hairy candy bun boy, aren't you? Can you show me your ace hole?" What a fascinating story. Why you would put donkeys in a hole is beyond me. I don't know why that would happen, why that would be a thing, or why anybody would want to see the hole with the donkeys. So, and here we are. Wow, what a great adventure we've been on today. Do we have one more?
We have Gray's coming.
Gray's coming?
And then one more mail trip.
All right. Well, let's do the mail trip real quick. I hear the mailman is coming. What a great trip. Oh, wow, the mailman's coming. This is such a great fun day we've had today. And here comes the mailman. Chase is here. Oh, several new packages. This is good. Thank you.
This is the last time.
Last time? Thank God. Oh, more packages. This is good. Wow, look at all these things that have been sent to me. Thank you so much, neighbors. All right, let's open this one real quick.
Honestly, Mr. Rogers, we've decided that we've had so many overtimes, we're just going to dump the rest on you.
Sounds like a great idea. This appears to be someone named Gray. It looks like it's just simply a note of some sort. It says, looks like some sort of interesting thing. It says, "Me," repeatedly. And then there's a circle, and also signed by Mrs. Rogers. What an interesting picture this is. This clearly represents the penis of Greyson. Notice the about 2 inches with the tiny head. on it, pointing towards Mrs. Rogers. I believe this is her vagina. And he repeatedly puts his toothpick inside the hole. Next time I see Gray, I will murder him. Let's check out this one.
Stop it. Stop
Oh,
it. Stop it.
I'm not going to answer that. Let's open this one up. So many letters today. Thank you so much for the letters. Mr. Rogers, I need some advice. I am fighting with my girlfriend. We have arguments all the time about my obsession, my passion. My parents won't even acknowledge she's real. I've shipped her along with the letter, so maybe you can talk some sense into her. I'm just more into the Cabbage Patch these days, I guess. From David S. David S. This is an interesting query here. Let's see what we have in this box. Oh, what? Well, look at it. Look at this. Is wonderful. It appears that David S. really likes this little horsey, and it appears that David S. Has. It appears that David S. has also put glue on the inside of this packaging, and glue all over his pony. It's a quite fragrant glue. And David, I'm just going to leave your girlfriend, your friend here, and let you know that whatever you do, David, always know that you're on the same level as Mike Castellato and Juicebox. Okay. This is the final thing of the day. It looks like. I hope to God that's the last one. Let's go and open this up and see what we got. This says, "Open me, Mister." Okay. Let's see what we got today. Oh, help! Oh, look at this. Look at this. Looks like it appears to be some sort of fruit or vegetable. No, you know what? That's actually, nope, that is a human heart. That is a human heart. And with blood on it. Clearly somebody has had issues. You know, they say that in various worlds, various parts of the world, eating a human heart can show the ultimate love. I don't know.
Lick it. Just don't think about it. Just lick it.
It's just, it's wonderful. It's just, and I truly. This is I didn't know it was so squeezy. So lovely. I wonder when Grey's going to be here. Oh, speak of the devil.
Put the heart down and scratch your forehead. Keep the.
It looks like Grey's here. Let me show him this brand new heart. Hey, Grey, come on in.
Oh, hey, Mr. Rogers.
It's good to see you.
Oh,
My glasses, huh? That's cool. That's cool. You see, today, I've got a very, very special thing planned for you. You see? You see, this all kind of like, this all...
Well, hello. Hello, friend.
This all really fits into it because it makes complete sense.
Do you know who that was?
Who?
That was Bolen, the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
I just want to show you love.
You know, I mean, this reminds me of the time that I first met up with your wife. It
Yeah.
got a little messy. Anyways, so what I want to do with you today is I want to play a special song.
Yeah?
And this all kind of works out together. You see, this special song is called I'm Taking Your House Because I'm Sleeping with Your Wife. Okay? It's a special thing that I created. You're going to love it.
Before we do this, I'd like to show you the ultimate love.
Don't. I'd rather not have any more love. I feel it.
I love you so much.
I feel it.
I love you.
Oh, man, do I ever feel the love, Mr. Rogers.
I love you so much.
Anyways.
Do you want to sing the song?
Well, I need your help.
Yeah.
I need you to take the last quadrant over here.
Uh-huh.
The last 4 is you.
Okay.
Okay. So here's how we're going to start.
Woo!
Hold on. Just wait. Always premature, aren't you? Your wife is not wrong. Anyways, so what we're going to do is it's going to start off like this. Mr. Rogers left his house. Mr. Rogers left his house. Sing along with me, okay? Mr. Rogers left his house.
Mr. Rogers left his house,
And while he was out,
and while he was out,
Gray the Gray came in and plowed my wife. Go ahead. It's your turn. You want me to sing it for you one more time?
please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gray the Gray came in and plowed my wife. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3.
Gray the Gray came in on my wife.
Okay, now, the last lyric, this is the best one. I don't have a home no more because my wife left me. Go ahead.
I don't have a home no more because my wife left me.
And there we go. The last lyric is. I don't have another lyric. I'm sorry, it's over. Me and Joanne have started something special. It's all over. I'm sorry. Thank y'all! Thank y'all so much! God damn it.
Little does Gray know that this is Joanne's heart.
Mr. Rogers, your puppet friends are back for one last run. He's not here.
Hold on. See.
Isn't now a great time to talk to your puppet? Oh no, we have mail.
We do.
Here.
Hold on, I want to show you. I want to show you love. Hold on, I want to show you love. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A bloody day if I ever. Is this it?
Right here.
All right. Read this one last one here.
You got a little bit of blood on it.
This is from, I don't know. It says, your show is canceled. I'm going to go Golden Gate your wife with Gray. Fook you, mailman. Friends, this was a wonderful adventure we went on. Wonderful adventure we went on. Oh, it looks like we have a electronic message that came in from our friends at One Night Orgies. It says, Dear Mr. Rogers, based on your recent purchases, we are inviting you to attend our special event at One Night Orgies. You and 99 other guests will have a wild night of love. We promise you will leave happy, tired
Yeah.
and full of love. Hope you will come. Well, thank you for that. That's what a wonderful invitation to have, and it sounds like Mailman and Gray and Mrs. Rogers will all be joining you there in this wonderful, wonderful experiment of today. I'm gonna put this down here, and do we? You see that the hand that I hold here is truly a full expression of love. And ultimately, in any relationship, if that relationship doesn't end with blood on your hands, then it wasn't true love. And for that, if there's one thing that you should take from today's visit, is that blood equals love. Looks like we'll make our way to go see our puppets one last time.
Mr. Rogers!
Yes, Mr. Jizzbucket.
Boys, we have a new problem.
What is it, my king?
It's the queen. Because of my failures. Now she is commanding me on what to do.
Really? Tell me more.
What kind of stuff is she asking for now, eh?
She told me to park my beef bus in her tuna town.
No!
Yes.
What else did she say?
To put, oh my God, I can't say this. She wanted me to put my ranch dressing in her hidden valley. She even said,
Hey, back to the story!
oh, okay. Mr. Rogers, she said that I should take her grandmother to the Apple of Bees? What does that mean?
Friends, I'm glad that we brought this up. Most relationships, most love starts with a visit to the Applebee's. If you have not been to Applebee's, then you clearly have not had love in your life. There's anytizers that happen as you play and enjoy life.
Is it possible Applebee's new entrees are full of flavor and under 550 calories each?
I'll believe it when I taste it. I believe it!
I can dig it! Okay, a bit of an overreaction, but what now? The old great taste under 550 calories flash mob bit. Yeesh. The new Zesty Roma chicken and shrimp and roasted garlic sirloin. Big flavor under 550 calories. Starting at just $9.99. See you tomorrow. And late night for half price apps.
Oh, Mr. Rogers, I don't think your plan worked out.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Well, I panicked, and I took her grandmother to the Apple of Bees.
Now look-
Shared endless appetizers for $14.99 and dollaritas at the bar.
Oh, wow!
It's a refreshing beverage.
I'll do outro and then.
Beverage for only $1 to local Applebee's.
Was that the dollarita, yeah?
It is indeed.
But then what happened, my king?
Well, Granny wanted a lighter dish, so I got her a lighter plate with a great taste. The shrimp wonton stir fry.
Oh, and what is that, my king?
Well, the shrimp wonton stir fry is stir-fried shrimp and veggies tossed in a sweet and spicy dumpling sauce. Served over a bed of rice and topped with wonton strips. Only 680 calories and comes at the low price of $12.29.
No way! That is a crazy deal!
She was very pleased. I thought thou had completed a great quest. When arriving back at the kingdom, I was informed by the queen that I had failed my quest and had to sleep in the jester's court.
Oh no! What will you do now, my king?
I suppose we could return to the Apple of Bees and fill up on some loaded chicken fajitas for $14.99.
Oh, and maybe we could get some of those quesadilla burgers too, eh? The ones piled high with 2 slices of pepper jack cheese, signature Mexi ranch sauce, and crispy lettuce. We don't have the rest of the script.
That's okay. That all sounds quite delicious.
Let's go to Applebee's, my
Let's
king.
go!
In the Applebee's already.
Shut up.
Friends, I'm so glad we were able to share this wonderful experience today as we grow and we learn about anytizers and shrimp fajita mix and hot shrimp poppin' salads. If there's anything that you've learned today, it's that I want you to be happy and love. And sometimes Applebee's will take you there, and sometimes your wife will get plowed by two men in your neighborhood.
Alright, it's the goodbye song.
I'd like to say goodbye to you now, in the best way possible.
Take a bite.
Leave this here as we say goodbye on this wonderful day.
Scratch your forehead.
Hey, you need to know that you're special and that you love life, and that it's okay. And then Mr. Rogers sings, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? Oh, it's neighborly day in the beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to have a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. And since we're together, we might as well say, could you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor?" Goodbye, friends.